All right. There's really only one way to say this. What just happened? The Detroit Lions have just stomped the Dallas Cowboys. As we are saying this, there's 2 minutes left in the game. Chris, I want to get your immediate thoughts, immediate reactions. 47-9 right now, and that will end up being the final score unless there's another trick play. This was absolutely remarkable.
Yeah, I can't believe this. And the Lions, I just can't believe everything that I saw, because you saw you literally saw everything. And the biggest thing that I noticed was you just don't see, this is the NFL. The Lions were favored by 3 points. And
yes,
that
which
was
is
like
crazy on the road in the start, right?
Yeah. And it's like, gosh, I don't know if I would bet that, it's kind of crazy. And it's like, that's what we're talking about here. So for the Lions to go in, dominate running, look faster, look bigger, look stronger, look better coached, look top to bottom, all these things, and just to steamroll another NFL franchise, let alone one that's just obviously very serious about how they go about their business in terms of this is big money business here. And to go into that stadium and just destroy them is really crazy. And we'll get to the other craziness and what we can't believe, but your thoughts on the game, where you at?
Yeah, before we get into the bad news, right?
That's right.
Here's where I'm at. I'm struggling to remember an NFL game that was this much of a beatdown.
Yeah.
Much less an NFL game where it's 2 playoff teams from the year before. 2 teams that are kind of thought to be almost a lock to make the playoffs this year. And then you go on the road and you win by 38. That's insanity to me. I don't understand it. Every single phase of the game was dominated. Every single phase. You said it. Offensive line, best game the offensive line has played. Defensive line, best game the defensive line has played. Secondary, best game the secondary has played. I mean, CeeDee Lamb coming out of there with the line that he had. Okay, I'll take that. Especially when you lose your best defensive player early in the second half and you still find a way to get pressure on the quarterback. You still find a way to shut the offense down on the other team. It was unbelievable. And to see where we got it, to see just the genius in the play calling of what Ben Johnson was doing, I can't quite find words for it other than that was a lot of fun to watch. It was a lot of fun to watch.
It was so fun. And then, obviously we'll have to touch on the bad news, and we will now. Is just I was thinking this, and I had been thinking this. I can't prove it. I can't prove this. I swear to you, I was thinking it's too bad the NFL is so it's the NFL and there's injuries, because I'm watching that game and I'm thinking we have the best personnel, coaches, schemes. And the only thing that could just derail us in a heartbeat is a major injury to one of our key players.
I was thinking it too right before it happened. Yep.
Yeah, because I'm thinking there's nothing that can stop us. And I was like, well, I mean, injuries, right? We all know that in the back of our minds. And also, I wasn't thinking it at the moment, but I've been thinking it for a while. I was like, Hutchinson, man, he doesn't come off the field. Like, not only does he not miss time from injuries, he doesn't even miss time during the game. And I just kind of admired that about him. And then, so for it all to, again, we all know this, but when it happens one play, it's over. It's just like, oh, it's very hard. And it's just hard. So your thoughts on that?
Yeah. When you watch the Hutchinson thing, it's hard because the game's already in hand. The game's already in hand. And that's, again, why we can't believe what just happened.
That's right.
And because the game itself, I expected us to win by a couple touchdowns. I said for a long time, the last 2 weeks, like, this is one of 2 games where we're the hunters, not the hunted. We're coming. This is a revenge game for us. This game and the 49ers game. And that's it. On the entire schedule, that's it. Everybody else, we're the hunted. And so I thought we were going to come in and play really, really well. But at the same time, everything's going well. And I'm watching it with my wife. And I just said to her, I'm like, it kind of feels like there goes the real chance of us winning a Super Bowl, without him, unless we bring someone in. Right. Like, unless we bring someone in, unless we make a trade, unless we do something like, and that's the question you have to ask. Do you have the pieces right now on this defense? They still looked really good, by the way,
Yep.
even after Hutch went out, but eventually you're going to have a pass rush from all areas. Is our interior defensive line good enough to pass rush from there? Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
It,
Maybe it
I'm with
is.
you. I guess it's hard not to feel good even after Hutchinson. I know we don't feel good about it, but I'm saying it's I was thinking, gosh, we still might be good enough offensively. We know that.
We might
But,
be.
I mean, defensively, again, you had to, because they had injuries on the defensive side of the ball, but they well documented that, absolutely. But offensively, this is Dallas Cowboys, Dak, CD, and the Lions. From the first snap, you saw Tom Brady. He said it. Everybody was up, and I love that. We were playing so aggressive this game. You saw the trick plays, all of it. So my point is the defense, scheme-wise, still might be okay. We might have
Might
the
be.
personnel. We could still be okay. It's one player. I hate what's saying this because it is one player, but he is so incredible. I mean, he fully was into the best defensive end in the league, and so
Yes.
so it. I know. I still need a second to figure out. Like, man, can we do this without him? I still need a second on it. I want to say we're still can do it, but it's like,
Yeah.
oh man.
I mean, I guarantee one of us is going to be making a "Do the Lions need to go get Hassan Reddick" video, or do the Lions need to trade for? And right now, like, it's an NFL, it's a business, so eventually you're going to have to go do that. But right now, just talking about Hutch, like, the dude, he was the heart of this team, right? So you need to get another guy. You can't just bring in. I think it would be a mistake to just bring in like a Hassan Reddick. It would be a mistake just to bring in a random guy, because you don't want to mess with what this team has. And look, we know that this defense has a revamped and improved secondary. And that secondary was really good today, Chris. Really good.
Oh.
And I mean, like, if Terry and Arnold is starting to play football without committing pass PIs every single game, and you can look at this defensive backfield and say, hey, maybe this can be the backbone of this defense. We can play good in the back end and get enough pressure to make it happen. Yeah, but it was
That's why
nuts.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing out there, because you said it, defensively, the secondary. Tom Brady said what we were saying last week. It's like, when you're going to get handsy and you're going to get physical, that's how you play, then you're going to give up penalties. And so there was a couple, like, you're waiting, like, are they going to throw a flag? And when they don't throw the flag, it's like, dude, we are, let's go, baby. And no, I think they did
You throw it
improve
every time.
Yeah. And so, man, you can't run the ball on us. You can't throw the ball on us. And so Aaron Glenn, I couldn't believe what I was seeing, how dominant the defense was, even after Hutch went out. But that's one we're gonna just have to.
It was interesting to see. The defense was even more dominant after Hutch went out, and I'm not talking about the back half of the fourth quarter when backups were in and stuff like that. I'm saying, like, to watch Aaron Glenn's immediate adjustment to start running shifts and to start running different things on the defensive front. Like, it was amazing to watch how quickly he did that. It's like, all right, fine. We're not going to just get our pressure from the outside. We're going to create it from multiple places. And it was really cool to watch some of that happen. And it was fine. The problem is, if you do too many of those, it makes you more vulnerable to the run and things like that.
Yeah.
So
but
we'll see what that looks like.
Here's the last thing my eyes couldn't believe what I was seeing was the trick plays to the offensive linemen. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel, I don't know what I mean by right, but it just feels like, is this too risky? Are we like, what did you think about, you had the hook and lateral to Sewell, you had a little, just a contested thing to Decker. Like, what were your thoughts on the offensive lineman trying to do that?
It kind of felt like we were playing Madden and we didn't care if we were running the score up on somebody. They just kept running our offense, which I always say that's what you need to do because teams just start running the ball. You know what they're going to do. There's 9-man boxes, not even 8, 9. And so it's like, all right, you got to do unique things. I could have done without all the trick plays, but now if teams have to plan for that, that's kind of funny.
We got everything.
That
shows me we got more tricks, right? It's not like, oh shoot, I guess we just used our 4 trick plays that we practiced all year. We got 10 more, baby. I love it.
Yes. We got a ton.